Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you, miss you.
Hey there friends, it's Carly. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you are new here. I hope you are all doing so well, and welcome to this week's cleaning motivation video. We are starting off with some internal cleaning. It is Saturday morning, and part of my weekly ritual on a Saturday is to do a whole house clean. So today I'm only showing you a few random bits and pieces from inside the house because I do have a whole heap of cleaning videos already up on my channel which you guys can check out. But one thing in particular I did want to do was go around to the windows, roll up the blinds and give the windows a really good clean on the inside. Because we live in such a small house that has no insulation, it is a fibro shack on Bearers and Joyce, we do have a lot of sort of mold kind of issues. So as you're seeing while I'm wiping down the windows, the paper towel is getting really dark and dirty, and it's not necessarily that it's dirt but that it's mold that is growing on the inside of the windows. So not only for cleanliness purposes but also for health purposes, I probably need to do these a little bit more frequently, but I am getting around to it today. And while I'm at it, I'm also just wiping down the window sills just to make sure that the whole area around the window is nice and clean.
I'm like an outcast from pillar to post, hitting you up but I'm stuck on hold. Is it really a bad reception out there? Where are you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? Yeah, I lost you. I need you, and you're off my radar now.
I'm going to wrap up the inside by going over the whole house with the vacuum cleaner and then giving it a good mop. And after that, I will take a little bit of a morning tea break to give myself a rest prior to getting myself all organized and motivated to go outside. Now, I haven't had really any excuses to not have the outside done. We've had some pretty good weather lately, not a lot of rain, some sunny days, chilly winter days, yes, but still I could be out there getting things done, and I've been a bit slack and I've neglected the outside for so long. So this weekend I really needed to take advantage of the good weather and really get stuck into it. Dave is not here this weekend. He is actually down at our block putting on the roof. How exciting! Another step in the journey towards the new home build being complete. So I figured I would take advantage of that time alone as well, just to really get stuck in. And I know that the dog likes having that outdoor company as well. So obviously a billion loads of washing are pretty much always a standard occurrence on my weekly cleaning agenda. So I'll be having the washing machine going all throughout the day. But my first official outside job is going to be the back veranda. So as you can see, I've removed everything from it and I'm giving it a good sweep down. Number one, because it tends to get, a lot of leaves and dirt in there, but also I wanted to prep a clean surface for when I go around and start washing down the windows.
There's no one other than you who can make me lose my mind. You start me up like no one has ever could. You fuel my fire. What are the odds we end up loving it? Spending every minute together. I found it quite hard, quite lovely. You start me up like no one has ever could. You fuel my fire, fire, fire. You fuel my fire.
Here I have my little de-cobwebber brush and I'm going around to all of the windows and doors and even parts of our gate as well, and going and getting any cobwebs. Thankfully there weren't many, so it made my job a lot easier. And then I'm going to give the laundry sink a quick little scrub out, and then fill up a big bucket of hot soapy water with just some car wash in it, and I'm going to use that to wash down all of the windows. This back door was absolutely putrid and had needed a good clean for quite some time. I'm honestly so proud of the difference between a before and after, and also the fly screen. As I was scrubbing it, I noticed so much dirt. Honestly, it was like brown looking. I'm giving it a good clean down. And one thing I didn't show, but I'm glad that I did, was the roof, or the awning here above our outdoor area was covered in a whole heap of little bugs. So all of these bugs were stuck to the roof. So I initially tried to get some down when I was using my little de-cobweb brush, but I also went with this big broom as well and the water, and I gave it a good scrub. Now granted, I wasn't thinking about like water logistics, so I scrubbed it and it clearly needed a good spray down with the hose afterwards. So as I'm spraying the roof, the water's kind of dripping and dropping everywhere, but nevertheless, I was so impressed with the after effects of that as well. And speaking of after effects, you can see the after effects of me splashing water everywhere is the fact that I've got it all over my camera lens. So sorry that this scene is a little bit blurry. I don't think it happens in any of the scenes after this one, but obviously I just got a little bit excited with the hose as I was washing down those windows. Okay, back deck is clean, cobwebs are gone, windows are cleaned. It is now time for me to get into the gardening portion of this video. As you saw, I've already done some weeding in one small garden near Mac's house, and I'm now getting into my potted herbs. I did have these alongside Mac's house, which was a perfect spot for them in the summer when they just needed a little bit of sunshine. I didn't want them to be overwhelmed by the heat of the sun. But now that we've moved into the colder months, it just wasn't cutting the mustard. So I needed to move them into this spot along the fence there so that they can get a bit more sunshine and be a bit more happy, because I've got some plants that are sort of dying. I did need to give them all a really good cut back so that I can bring them back to life, hopefully. Speaking of bringing back to life, we had Louis over at our house for a couple of weeks, and he decided to make this little rose garden his bed, despite having other comfier options, I thought anyway. So the ground of the bed is missing all of its sugarcane mulch, and the whole area just needs a really good cleanup.
Such a magic feeling when you tore down my walls. I wish I could go back to right before you told me I tried to change it all. But look at us now, we could have gone so far. It hurts to realize we're parted. Yeah, look at us now, this is who we are. And I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again, again, again. Strangers again, again, again. We're like strangers again, again, again. I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again. We'd never fall, could have tried much harder. All we have are scars. You said we'd get so high, higher up than heaven. You said we'd reach the stars. But look at us now, could have gone so far. It hurts to realize we're parted. Yeah, look at us now, this is who we are. And I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again, again, again. Strangers again, again, again. We're like strangers again, again, again. I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again. Better get started. It's time to get my head up again. You said that you had to. I'll try to forget you. Just didn't think we'd end up this way, like strangers again. Strangers again.
I needed to take a pause on my gardening for the day because the last job that I had to do was go around and do all my sugarcane mulching, and I knew that that was going to be a very dirty job, so I wanted to tend to the laundry first. So as you saw, I did clean out the washing machine filter that was in desperate need of a bit of a changeover and a washout, and I've now put the dog's inside blankets on, and then I'm moving on to my car. Now, I never really let my car get into a state of it being super untidy or anything, but it did need a really good dust and vacuum, so I'm just going in with a microfiber cloth and some car internal polish, and I'm giving it all a good wipe out. I'm also giving it a good vacuum as well. I couldn't be bothered to get out my big vacuum and give it a good vacuum, but I honestly wish that I had have, because this just Dyson stick vacuum just really doesn't do the job when it comes to getting in all the nooks and crannies of my car and just having that suction power that I kind of need to, you know, get amongst the carpet. So I promise that next time I will have the motivation to get out the big vacuum cleaner. So I did the car seats, I did the floor of the car, and then I did the car mats as well, and also vacuumed out the little insert of the boot. So it's a lot better. My car does need a wash as well, but I'll probably take it through the car wash at some point this week. It annoys me because I always decide to take it for a wash and then it happens to rain a couple of days later. So I need to time it a little bit better. But we are now on to the sugarcane mulch, which I love. I don't love delivering the sugarcane mulch to the garden because it honestly gets everywhere and gets all over your clothes, but I love the aesthetic of having sugarcane mulch in your garden. I just feel like it puts that final touch on things and just makes it all look put together and really pretty. Not to mention practical purposes, it does help to keep the weeds at bay and also helps to keep the moisture locked in as well. But this little rose garden is looking a lot better with the mulch in there, and then I have also done it out the front in that garden as well. We are now on to Sunday, and one of the main jobs that I needed to do today was trim back this hedge. I was contemplating going down to my in-laws' house and getting their big hedge trimmers, but I decided that I would just go the lazy route. Wow, that seems to be a theme of this video. And I'm just using my secateurs instead and just getting some of the branches that are sticking out to try and make it look a little bit neater. After my big day out and about in the yard yesterday, I did have a really sore back last night. I did do some yoga and some stretches to try and relieve it, and also put a heat pack on as well. But as I was looking over this video and doing some editing, I'm just noticing me bending down in such a way that was just not supporting my lower back and, you know, keeping my core tight and using my knees, all those things that you're meant to do. So it kind of is my own fault that I was just behaving in such a silly way, and serves me right for being sore the next day. I need to do better at taking care of myself. Then my next job was to go around and spray all of the weeds. So I bought this new weed killer spray from the supermarket on the weekend prior, and I'm going to go in and give them a good spray. In particular, amongst these pebbles, we get so many little shoots of grass. It's like every time I go out there, I just kind of pull out a couple of different shoots of grass, but they were sort of overwhelming me at this stage, so I needed to get the big guns onto it. And particularly in amongst these cracks in the driveway, the weeds were out of control. So I really needed a helping hand with those. And then my final job for the day is going to be picking up some leaves and sticks. And then I'm going to use a handsaw because I decided I needed a little bit more manual labor, and I was going to saw apart these big branches as well. Obviously, I'm sure you've noticed our yard is in desperate need of a mow and whippersnip, but that's going to have to be a job for another weekend. It is time for a well-deserved drink of water. I did a few things that I didn't record. I ended up adding a bit more sugarcane mulch to the other garden that I have out in front. I washed the dog and I literally just got back from taking him for a walk. I do have a few inside jobs to do, such as nip over again with the vacuum. I like to do that every day, and then also unstack and repack the dishwasher. But after that, I think it is time for a bit of a rest. We're at 12:30 on a Sunday, so I'm doing really well for time. It's a beautiful afternoon, and I'd love to be able to just lay in bed, which gets so much sun throughout the afternoon, and just read a book and have a cuppa and a relaxing moment. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this massive 2-day interior exterior clean with me. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe down below. I put out new videos every single week. With that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.